Rick, it's so great to see you.
Yeah, good morning, Keith. Great to be with you again.
Thank you so much. The title of this podcast is going to be Good at Things You Practice and Bad at Things You Don't. Uh, as far as my psychological self or my mind, it is both are recovering perfectionists. I am so working on that part, Rick, of not of letting go of needing to be perfect at everything. So I have a pickleball tournament coming up, and tournaments aren't normally my thing. And I guess the reason is like I don't like train for something for a big event. Like I eat well because I eat well. I work out because I want to work out and be fit. And so I'm the kind of person that if I was training for a marathon or a triathlon and the day, when there's a let's say a 4 month training plan to prepare for the event, if that event was canceled, it wouldn't bother me one bit whether it was canceled or not. I would do all the training, but I wouldn't be disappointed because that's just kind of the way that I go, right? And the way that I roll. When it comes to pickleball, which is this new thing, and if you haven't played it, like you think like, oh, it's a funny name, it's got to be a funny game, but it's really a great game and it's a lot of fun. And there's levels to it, like there is anything else in terms of how skilled you are at it. And so I've been playing over the last few weeks, really dedicating myself to certain skills, most of which is really fast hands when you're at the net, right? So that's improved. When I was working on deep serves as well as deep second shots, which are very much advantages to the game, if you don't have these down as any other part of the game, you're gonna get beat a lot and exposed for that weakness and put your team at a disadvantage. So the things that I'm really good at, guess what, are things that I practice. Now that I have reduced my practice on a very important skill, which is called the second shot, is a deep return. It's been all downhill. It's been a lot. It's been a lot of losses. So, which is kind of a metaphor for the title of this podcast, which is you're good at things you practice and you're bad at things you don't. And one of the things that I set out regarding the practice many years ago is that I was very good about complaining. I was very good about judging other people. I was good at those things, Rick, because I did them all the time. And so when I started doing the practice, I made a commitment to I wanted to be as kind to people as I was at complaining about people or situations. I want to replace those. I wanted kindness to be like breathing for me. And now it is because I practiced it. And I rarely complain about anything because I practice replacing complaints with kindness. And so I've gotten good at that. So now here I am at another crossroads, finding that just because I really improved my second shot when I dedicated myself to the practice of it, that doesn't stick. I gotta keep practicing. If I want to keep that skill, I've got to keep practicing that skill. And so I continually practice kindness. So it's very sharp, that muscle, but this other muscle is not sharp. And so I am bad at second shots, bad at second shots. So I have a tournament later today. Who knows what's going to happen? I'm not expecting the second shot to magically appear, but I will do the best and I will give myself a lot of grace while I rededicate myself starting tomorrow with doing all the drills required for that second shot. And the things that I've gotten really good at from the practice standpoint is awareness that it's not my opponents that are the issue. No, it's not my teammate who's like, dude, your second shot is trash. Hey, those are facts. Don't be mad at him. Those are facts. But not blaming the outside world, but I'm grateful that I can use the practice here to just say, hey, here's an area that needs work. Just because you've done it before, you got to dedicate yourself to it again. And all the other things of letting go, acceptance, compassion, all the things that I seem to be better at, it's because I practice them. So, Rick, what do you think about my metaphor of the title, Good at Things You Practice and Bad at Things You Don't?
Well, you could use your tournament today to actually be practicing your second shot. right? Instead of thinking it as a tournament, it's just
Yeah,
another opportunity to practice.
yeah.
So I think one of the things that I miss a lot is that,
I'm gonna tell my partner that.
well, so you're playing doubles, so you got another
Yeah,
person.
we're playing doubles, and his identity is tied to win or lose. So, but
Yeah,
go
that's
ahead.
true. Well, hopefully he'll show you some grace as well. I don't know. I guess one of the things I'd be curious about, and I think many people are when they hear you speak, how did you decide that you were going to begin practicing at all? I guess that'd be the first thing. Okay, suppose I'm out of shape. Suppose I don't have a second shot. I don't even really know what I'm doing. I just feel ill at ease in my life, and I don't think things are working. How do I start that practice? That's my first issue. And I think a lot of other people would be wondering, okay, I've started this practice. What keeps me in it? How do I keep going? What are your words for people like that? Starting and continuing and being consistent in the practice. How do you do that?
The thing for me was the starting part first is for me, it acknowledges, as a recovering perfectionist, it acknowledges that I'm not supposed to be good at it. Like I haven't been doing this for a while, right? Like I shouldn't be good at it. Just understanding and accepting that this is going to be a journey to get good. And for most people who start something, uh, it takes reps and commitment and dedication to do it. The other piece of it is how do I continue? I just make it a non-negotiable, like every part of it, because I feel like I'm at my best when I perform better when I put the work in, and that's in every area. I feel like I have a greater tolerance of life and situations. I think I have greater compassion for people when I get my sleep every night, right? When I get my 8 hours, like, so I practice getting sleep so that I can show up for my best. I feel like I have more fun on the court in this case when I've done all the drills that I need to do. And then if another player steps on the court and they're better than me, hey, hats off to them. You tip your cap. They have better skills. And the whole time not beating yourself up over it and not being obsessed with it. We did a podcast a long time ago that it's not about win or lose, it's about win and learn. And so that's what I would say for people that want to lose weight or they have a goal that they want to work toward, uh, do the things that it takes to get that goal. While at the same time, if you're going to apply the practice to it, is understanding that there's nothing out there that's going to make you okay inside. Like this is all an inside job. So there's no validation of my partner or the other players or the score of a game that's going to make me feel good inside. If I determine my inner state based on those things, I'm going to be doing nothing but chasing them. And then when I don't get the outcome that I want or the validation that I need, then I'm going to suffer. And I'm not about suffering. But if I fall in love with the journey, then that's something I have complete control over. I have complete control over every day that I do a rep, just being really present with the rep, with every swing, whether it's in or out, just be like, man, I am like loving my commitment to working on my craft. Whether the ball lands deep or it lands short, I'm working on my craft. And so those are the things that I would say to people that are starting a new habit and wanting or working on a skill set and want to continue it.
Yeah, I think that's a beautiful way to look at it. One of the things that troubles me still is setbacks. And strangely, paradoxically, streaks of good luck. I
Mm,
know, why would that affect you? Why would that cause you to have some questions about your ability or questions about life or whatever? And I noticed that setbacks and successes are really part of the same kind of phenomena. They're both
yeah.
externals, right? And they're both affecting you in a way that if you don't practice, it could be damaging. I mean, successes can be, terribly ego boosting, right? And they make you feel like you're superior to other people in some ways. And so I guess what I was going to say with respect to the practice is that one of the beauties that I found with practicing is that neither setbacks nor successes tend to bring you down. You have this even keel kind of,
Yes.
hey, let's just wait and see how this works. How whatever shows up is okay. I'm going to be able to handle it either way. And I don't want to get too crazy happy and I don't want to get too crazy low. I don't want to get any deviation off of what I think is my own internal equanimity, my own internal calmness and peace about how to
Right.
handle life. And the
Right.
practice gives us that. Whether you have a great second serve, or you're teaching second serves,
Yeah.
same thing.
Absolutely, Rick. Thank you so much, man. I think the takeaway here is all in the title, right? You're good at what you practice and you're bad at what you don't. So if you have a hard time letting go of resentment and judgment, not surprised. You don't practice letting it go. If you have a hard time keeping an open heart, no news flash there. You don't work on keeping an open heart. If you're really good at judging people, complaining about everything, looking for what's missing and what's wrong, not a surprise. That's what you practice. But if you flip those and you practice being loving, giving grace to yourself and to others, letting go, accepting and fully surrendering internally, then you will have a lot more peace in your life. But you don't have to do that. You can live the other way. And I could be beating myself over this game, and really, whether it's pickleball or whether it's work or whatever it is, it's all just a game that we've made up, like all of it, Rick, every single bit of it. And so when you look at it like this, like I'm getting worked up over this thing called life, man, it is gone in a blink of an eye. And I
Yeah,
don't want to spend it, you know, losing sleep over a second shot. No, I'm going to just work on my second shot. That's it. Rick, I love you.
I love you, Keith. That was great. I really enjoyed listening to you today. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick.